Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
There they are up in North Mississippi and experiencing a little bit of ice and snow. And we're so happy to have them on the show. We want to talk to them about a brand new book. It's Will and Courtney Kassner. Guys, how are you?
We're great.
Doing good. Thanks for
You're
having
cold.
Very cold.
me. Yeah, we got the heat turned up, but it's good to be with you guys this morning.
Yeah, they're there in their office. And if you're watching Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can see traffic there every now and then. It looks like people are driving okay, a little
For the most part.
conservative. Now in Atlanta, it doesn't matter. Rain, snow, whatever. It's 90 miles plus.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal.
Hey, let's talk about the book. Now, I want to read to you. Maybe you've read this before, but the publisher sent me this. So I want to, here you go. You ready for this? This describes the book. Bursting with beautiful illustrations, toe-tapping rhymes,
Yes.
and uplifting messages. Did you guys write that, or did the publisher write that?
We did not write that, but it makes me want to buy the book. That sounds really good.
I'm seeing the picture just on the website here. I mean, it does look like beautiful illustrations. I mean, lots of color and looks beautiful.
Oh, there you go. The book is
our goal to be colorful. So
the book is actually called When the World Wakes Up. And when I read a lot of publishers' press releases, but this really stood out: the bursting and the toe tapping rhymes. Let's talk to you about the book. Now, you mentioned that your kids are there because they're out of school. How old are your kids, and did they have any influence on this book at all?
Good question.
yes, our kids are 5, 7, and 9. So they definitely, this was written for them.
Yeah, they were there the moment inspiration struck. So I had taken Crew and Gray, our two boys, on a deer hunt one morning, and we were sitting in the deer stand watching the sunrise. And it was one of those moments where you're kind of taking it all in, but you see them taking it all in, and I was just kind of blown away by the beauty of the morning, but watching them witness the world waking up. And so that was they were there when the book inspiration began. Yeah.
Now, watching them, because you get snow so infrequently in Mississippi, what was their reaction today when they got up and looked outside?
Oh, they were just thrilled that there was no school.
Right.
That was their first concern.
This morning was, do we have school? No. Okay, that's great.
But they did. The trees look so cool, covered in ice. So
yeah.
They're still pretty fascinated by it all.
Good stuff. We're talking to these guys about their brand new book. And in the book, they talk about creating grateful children and talking about some hard stuff, but talking about it on your kids' level. What gave you the inspiration to put this book together? Is this something that you had been wanting to do? Was it you went to bed one night, woke up the next morning and said, I think we should write a children's book? How this all began?
Well, like I said, the moment that inspiration kind of hit me was there with the boys watching the sunrise, and there was just one little line I wrote down, just put it in my phone notes, like, hey, this is pretty good, like when the world wakes up. And came home, and Courtney and I were talking through it, and she said, you need to write this out. Like this could be a good book. And the heart behind it, I think, is like as we get older, you see your kids appreciate the little things and God at work. But I think as we get older, sometimes we kind of fade out of that wonder. And so it is a kid's book, but almost in a lot of ways, like for me personally, it's a reminder, not to lose just that enthrallment at God's goodness as He works every single day.
And talk about the illustrations, because we kind of laugh and say it's bursting with color, but the illustrations really are beautiful in this.
Let me show you some of them. That was something we were very particular about.
Wow.
We have our own small business, and it revolves around color. And
yeah, as you can see from Courtney's earrings, that was pretty important around here.
Those are colorful. I like those. Yeah.
That we wanted it to be full of color to match the things that we like and our brand, and so we worked with an amazing artist to bring these our ideas and our hopes to life. as far as the illustrations. So, I mean, it really is packed with color.
It's vibrant. Yes, sir.
Will and Courtney Kassner talking about their new book. And Courtney, if you'll hold that up again, it really, really is outstanding. It kind of leaps at the page when the world wakes up there. Good call. Isn't it interesting too that when a book is on a shelf and it pops out like that, you're more willing to go and say, hey, I got to check this out. So I think you guys, there's a lot of wisdom there, but it is beautiful. Is this an illustrator that you've known for a while? How did you interview an illustrator to get what you wanted? Because that's outstanding.
Well, we worked with the publisher on that. They had a list of agencies that they work with, and we were able to kind of go through and weed out what we liked, what we didn't like. And like I said, we were a little particular, but I think it paid off because this is like exactly the vision that we had in mind. And it was just a joy to work with her and see her creativity come through in what we had written and what we wanted for the book.
Now, did you guys kind of test it out on your kids first to see what they thought of the book before you kind of went mass publication?
We actually didn't really say much to them about it. It's kind of like a big reveal once the final product was in hand. And awesome. we videoed the first time we showed them the book, and Sutton, our youngest, I don't know, it's one of those videos that, you know, you'll look back on when you're 95 and just cry because it was such a sweet moment for them to see, you know, to hold in their hands the book and to kind of see all the work that we put into it and just soak it all in. So it was fun to kind of hold back and then say, hey, check this out.
Yeah,
we wrote a book.
They had their names are on the dedication page, obviously. So I think they thought that's going to be in everybody's book. That's right. They thought that was just their book. So they were excited to see their names in the book too.
Well, that's good. I'm glad they didn't go, oh, this is I like this book.
Will and Courtney Kassner, new book out. It's a children's book. It's perfect for your child, your grandchild, niece, nephew, whatever, even adults, as Will said about the gratefulness of God when the world wakes up. In fact, they talk about the significance of starting each day, being positive and learning to thank God, and talking about hard stuff, teaching the Bible on your child's level. You know, that is hard, isn't it? I mean, my boys are men now. I mean, they're much older, but I remember trying to explain some of the things in the Bible to them, and I'm like, go ask your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of the hope with the book is, like there are difficult things to explain and understand, but to start with the reality that God is present, that God is with us, and he's knowable. I think for kids to grasp, like, who is God really, a big fact that just holds such an important part of our hearts is that God is here and he's with us and he's working alongside of us. He invites us to sing along to his tune, even as creation does. I think kids really get a hold of that as a practical truth that they can then apply to the harder principles as they get older and grow into that deeper understanding.
Well, now that this book is out, not that you can't just stop and take a breath for a second, but what's next for you guys? Are you working on other books, or is it all about the business? What are you guys working on now?
Both, actually.
Yeah.
We, in our business, we sell scripture cards and a lot of faith-based products. We also rebind Bibles for people and
cool.
Do that with leather, and that's a whole huge part of our business. But we're also in the
works.
Yeah, in the process of writing a book for adults. So so we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
Can you give us any clue about what the book is about for adults?
So the next book is it'll be a devotion type book, like daily devotional for adults. I don't know how much we can say.
Okay. And for adults like me, put illustrations like that in it, because I love the color.
It will also be bursting with color. Yeah.
Good.
Love that. Hey, we'd love to talk to you guys when you have it all together.
Absolutely.
Or even in the beginning, and just kind of promote it. And what's the name of your business so folks can follow you there as well?
It's called Crew and Co. So CREW and Co. And so we're on Instagram, Facebook. Our website's crewandco.com. So you can find us any of those places.
Yeah, Courtney's on. She's got a TikTok now. Trying to stay in touch with the younger audience.
Yeah, with the kids, you gotta do the TikTok.
Yeah, we don't do all the dancing and stuff.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that's blown up.
Mhm.
Even an old guy like me gets caught up and going through a couple of 2 or 3 or 10 videos, and
You
I
can't
know,
just
I
watch
know.
2 or 3. It's
Yeah.
much more.
I mean, it's better than television, really.
Right, it really is.
Yeah. Will and Courtney Kassner pick up the book. It actually comes out the 14th, right, of February, so it's not quite out yet, but I'm sure you can pre-order. But we definitely want you to go to their website, whentheworldwakes.com, and it's going to be a great book. Hey guys, seriously, we'd like to talk to you again, catch up on the book after it's out, how it's been going, what the response has been, and then closer to the time when your new book gets kind of formulated, we'd love to talk to you about that devotional as well.
Absolutely,
you.
we'll come back.
Thanks
Awesome.
so
We
much.
appreciate you.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith